In your opening of your book, The Baddest Bitch in the Room on Audible, you talk about wanting to be white.
Oh, yeah.
And that floored me because you are the antithesis of anything that I imagine as someone who would want to be white. What was that?
So as a child, I'm a yellow girl in a white world, right? I don't see really anybody else. There weren't any black folks. There weren't any brown folks, meaning Latinx, right? So there were brown folks, South Asian.
In Canada?
In Vancouver. I did not grow up listening to black music until I heard the message. I did not grow up around black people. So what I saw, the only exposure I had other than my family to people of color was on a screen and in the magazines and in the books, right? I was born in 1965. I'm growing up in a white world and also a very Eurocentric world.
Right.
So the art that we study, the literature that I studied is all about American classics and European masters. Okay. So, and then if you think about the fact that I'm a girl and all of the images of beauty, and this has not changed that much, all of the images of beauty are white.
Yeah. Thin white women.
Yeah. They're thin, white, and they're blonde. And I'm thin, but I'm not white and I'm not blonde. Right. And I had just this aspiration. And I've actually spoken to many people who I'm a first-gen immigrant. Many people who are first-gen immigrants of color who had this experience. You know, when everything around you is telling you that what is beautiful and what is powerful is whiteness. Yeah, many of us internalize that. And it really was this beautiful journey through hip-hop. And I owe this to hip-hop, that I came full circle, Karen, back to me. And when I say me, I mean me and being Korean, being Asian, being of color, being other, and embracing that and owning that and understanding the power of it. If I cannot let the dominant culture define me. I define me.
I want to get back to this Shaolin monk because I was under the impression that monks did not have sex because they were monks.
Yes, that.
But this monk was your monk. So do tell, Sophia Chang, what was up with that?
So the Shaolin Temple is, it's over 1,500 years old now. It is the Mecca of martial arts. It is the founding place of Chan Buddhism. And I believe it was the 14th century, the Emperor Li Shimin gave Shaolin monks a special dispensation, and they were allowed to eat meat because of training, and they were allowed to drink alcohol. And I think what was unspoken was that they were
if we could eat meat and drink.
And listen,
they were
me up. And sex?
and they were allowed to have sex, although that's not spoken overtly. My ex Xu Yanming is somebody who lives his life out loud. So many of them might do it kind of under the table. He's not that man. And I always admired that about him.
How'd you
He never
meet him?
hid anything. So I meet WuTang Clan. I start watching kung fu movies. I start watching
So there
John
were
Woo
no
movies.
kung fu movies in Vancouver?
Not that I was
No
watching.
Bruce Lee, no
There was.
Jim Kelly. No.
There was, but I'm in denial.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not interested in kung fu movies. It's not that I couldn't have access to it.
Because you wanted to be white.
Right,
And that would
right.
be
Right. So there's cultural denial going on, right? And so I'm kind of disowning all of those things. So then I hear Wu-Tang, and then I see how profoundly they respect and revere the culture that I've been rejecting. And it is through their chamber that I come back to it. And so I start watching kung fu movies. And me and my girlfriend, Maria Ma, Taiwanese American, we were like, let's do kung fu. So we start looking at these different schools. We start looking at these different masters. And then we hear there's a Shaolin monk teaching kung fu. And that is tantamount to hearing that Pavarotti is teaching opera down the street. Right? Or that Julia Childs has opened a culinary school right around the corner. And so that was the only place that we could go. And I walked in, and he didn't speak any English. She spoke Mandarin, thank God. And I went home, and I called my parents that night, and I said, I met the man I'm going to marry today. I knew.
Did he know?
No,
Or did it matter?
No, he thought I was a boy. He was like, who is this funny little boy? Yeah.
But you taught him.
I did.